We're parked on the north side of the property, just about 30 feet south of the county road. This property has a few hundred feet of good county road. Whoop, there goes a rabbit. We spooked each other. But it has a few hundred feet of county road frontage, good access. But since these properties are brand new, the guys haven't even been up here yet to cut the fence and do a little approach. So today all I did was I went down to the west another 100 yards, not even, and that's where the existing gate is. I drove through that and drove back to the property here. So you're welcome to do that if you get out here right away and the approach hasn't been cut in. We hope to get that done really soon, weather permitting, but if not, then feel free to drive down to that gate, which is, like I said, just a couple hundred feet down that way, pull through the gate, back onto the property like I did today. Nice and wide property, beautiful meadow here on the north. There's a neighbor a couple hundred yards down on the right, so that's probably he's probably 300 feet, 400 feet down. So close enough to have a neighbor if you need one, but still not right next to you or anything. Looking south toward the trees. This property has a good amount of this beautiful open pasture. Then it has some nice woods, and then it directly borders the Vera Cruz Conservation Area, which is an awesome 80-acre conservation area in Douglas County, Missouri, which contains the Bryant Creek, Hunter Creek, campsites, bathrooms, just a cool place to go and hang out. This field had not been mowed for years. The guys made a couple passes through with the mower, and once it grows again and they mow it again, it should look pretty good here. But they've mowed us a nice, I guess you'd say, a driveway leading to the south. So let's pull on down and see what we can see. Really cloudy today. I can see little bits of blue sky. So this is a beautiful open meadow. And then we'll transition into mature timber once we get further to the south. But you could have your campsite or your building site anywhere here in the meadow. You can tuck it into the trees on the south end if you wanted privacy, and you still have that direct frontage on the conservation area, which is about 80 acres, and that's additional land you can use for hunting, camping, recreation. It's a pretty awesome situation that you just have to own this property and you've got direct access to that beautiful conservation area. Okay. So this property, this is the one the guys were telling me about. Okay. We've got a little surprise on this property, which I forgot about until I just saw it. And what the guys discovered when they were mowing was this particular tract contains an old farm trash site, which we'll see in a moment here. So first let's look at the pretty part, and then we'll go behind that cedar tree and we'll look at that. But here, kind of the south side. Well, we're not on the south side yet, we're on the south side of the meadow. The meadow looks like it kind of rose up toward the center and then sloped down slightly, so this is very private. I can't see the county road from where we are. And we'll walk into the woods in just a moment here. And I'm gonna see if I locked my truck. But first, let's look at this beautiful little area. The standard farm trash site. We do run into these on farms. Usually the first thing we do is wait for a rainy day and touch a match to it. Guys haven't done that on this one. Doesn't look like anything crazy. I don't see a bunch of diapers or anything. It's just cans, jugs. There's a washing machine. There's a TV from the 70s. But yeah, it's on here. Another potential idea for something like that is to cut a few of these cedar trees, throw them right on top so it's not an eyesore, and then let it sit. Okay, moving on to the prettier stuff. Let's go back to the conservation area and have a look at that. And I want to get a look at some of this mature timber too, because this property is a really nice mix of pasture. Oh wow, there's a lot of aluminum there. The whole west side of that appears to be aluminum cans. Maybe there's a couple bucks in that old farm dump. So let's get back into the timber here and see what we can see. I'm seeing all types of trees. Big, oh, there's some big pines. Oh boy, my favorite. Huge cedars too, wow. Oh, look at that pine tree. That is a beauty. Several huge pines. I've got to check this out. Big, big pine tree. How big are you, buddy? About 22 inches. It's another big pine tree. There's a big one that looks like it's not dead, but part of it doesn't look good. But then some big cedars. I see some more big pines. Wow. This is great. Holy cow, there's the grandfather pine back there. Oh, this is incredible. I've already seen 8 or 10 huge pines on this one little area of the property. And these are huge pines. This one is bigger than the last. Yeah, that's close to about 24 inches. I'll throw my little cap down for scale. I don't know if it's easy to pick the scale up. But these are the pine trees that log home builders dream about, but they can't get because you've got to get a really old pine tree to get that diameter. I mean, 100 plus years old, more than likely. Holy cow. A lot of big cedars too, and I love cedars, they're beautiful, but I just love these pine trees. Oh, look at this bad boy. Tall and straight. Beautiful tree. Wow. Everywhere I turn, more mature pine. It's fantastic. And not just mature, but like monstrous. That's a really big cedar too. If anybody's into cedar trees, I'm kind of mesmerized by these pines. There's another huge one. Wow. I get excited because I had priced out a full log home a few years ago, and to get the pines we wanted, which were just 16 to 18 inch pines, I mean, we were looking at, it's crazy to even quote the prices, but to get up to pines that size, that wasn't even an option with any of the home builders. They couldn't even get pines in the 20 inch plus range, and here we've got them on this property. That's amazing. Beautiful. So now we're entering into the conservation area. You can see the conservation sign, and a couple of these pine trees are right on the line. Now the trees, and I say this on just about any video with decent timber, once the property's been paid for in full, you're free to harvest the trees or cut the trees. Before that, you cannot, although we do make exceptions for roads and trails and building sites. We can generally do a written exception for something like that. But once it's been paid for in full, you can do what you like with the trees. So the conservation area, like I said, it's about 80 acres and has the two kind of recreation spots on one on Bryant Creek, one on Hunter Creek. I believe we're about to overlook the one on Hunter Creek. Oh, I can actually see it through the trees down there. I have no idea if the video will pick it up, but I can see it pretty well through the trees. And I can hear the creek as well. There's a cool waterfall area at the access point to Hunter Creek, and I think that's what we're hearing. Now, if we kept walking south, there is a bluff, and it basically goes straight down to the creek, so you'd want to watch for that, but even by car, it's just a couple minutes just down the hill, and you're there. Beautiful, beautiful property. I'm going to walk back up and look for more pine trees. There may be enough for a full home or cabin on this property based on the 10 or 12 monster trees we saw on that one little section. Super, super cool. I should be excited about the conservation area and the frontage on that, because that's what everybody asks us for, is stuff with frontage on conservation land or public land. And that is fantastic. But man, those pine trees. So we're back on the property, and look at that. That might be the biggest pine yet. Wow. Let's see here. That is close to 30 inches across. That is just enormous. Tall, straight pine, monstrous pine. I haven't seen anything like that. This is incredible. See some more pines, a lot of cedars, but I can see several other large pines through here. What a gorgeous property. That's the acreage. I'm going to say the acreage with the monstrous pine trees bordering the Vera Cruz Conservation Area in Douglas County, Missouri. Really cool property.